So here we have the brand new VW Golf Black Edition. So this is the 1.5 150 PS in Dolphin Grey. Yeah, no, this is one of the first ones that I've seen in the Mark 8.5 facelift. And essentially it's like an R-Line Black Edition in some ways. Very similar in looks to potentially the upcoming full-on R Black Edition. Maybe a little bit toned down, but yeah, going to go through this car. It's one of the first walkarounds that I've seen. This particular car is actually for sale at VW in Wrexham. Yeah, I'll leave the details for that. And yeah, just to show you kind of the looks around the car, a little bit about it. And I did spend a lot of time with the Mark 8 Black Edition, and that was a 190 PS four-wheel drive car, 4Motion, which I really enjoyed. This is just the front-wheel drive. I've had a lot of people mention to me about if the 4Motion will come to the Black Edition. The answer is I'm not 100% sure, although I am seeing Volkswagen shortly, actually, for a drive in the new GTI facelift high spec. This particular car is in a manual. Checking the price, it's up for 34,400 at the current time of filming. I'm filming this on Sunday, the 22nd of September, I think it is. I can't even remember the date. Yeah, and then you've got sort of like the new infotainment system, as you can kind of see through here too. And one thing as we're kind of looking through this is the part of the Black Edition that actually kind of made maybe a little bit of a letdown in some ways. It just seemed a little bit too dark inside. I quite like a little bit of a bright colour, and that's a bit strange because they've got the ambient lighting, which you'll see, which will go through here. So like you can change it to more of a brighter look, but it's still quite grey and bland inside. And that's where sort of like the full-on Golf R, the new Golf R, it's a bit more blue with the seats and blue interior. So that with the Black Edition, I think can work quite well. But no, this looks very stealthy, certainly from the outside. I really did like it. Well equipped as well. Reversing camera. This particular car has a panoramic roof as well, so quite highly spec'd with those wheels too. But we'll briefly come off this because here is the exact car in question just to go through. And I'm a big fan of those wheels. I personally like them. Again, it's all subjective. I believe they're in 18-inch diamond cut. And as part of the Black Edition, you essentially get more black styling. It's like a black pack on top of it. So you get sort of black lettering on the Golf, more gloss black sort of nature, sort of looking around the car. Dolphin Grey looks really nice. It's a very well spec'd car, this one. With the 8.5 facelift, you get the change in the lights. You can see the black on the Golf there. Quite cool to have a Black Edition. It's something that Volkswagen recently kind of introduced. The Hughes looks quite interesting as well. I believe that's going to be the space for the tow bar too. Wheels work nicely. The tinted lights as well as part of the Black Edition. Black door mirrors to go in keeping with it. Gloss black down the side with the side skirts and actually in the back of the diffuser. All kind of in keeping quite nicely, I think. It's quite good to see that walk around. And yeah, a very subtle car. And yeah, it's still got the big R badge, which is basically the R line, but it's not classed as an R line, it's classed as Black Edition. So it's it's a different model to that. It's basically it's like an R line plus. That's what I look at it as. I mean, it's in the same way that the R Black Edition is supposed to be, the full on R. Kind of gets confusing if I keep saying it too much with the R's and the Black Editions and the normal stuff. Yeah, but it probably doesn't make as much sense with that big R badge because it's hard to potentially distinguish this from a full-on R. I mean, if you've got the wing at the back, kind of got it all. Redesigned front as well from the Golf with the lights as well. Looking very sleek, but very interested to know what you think in the comments because this is a community channel. And yeah, at the end of the day, that's what kind of matters, help each other out, see what you think about the car. This is on Bridgestone Turanta tyres. So yeah. Different sort of spec there. Covers up the brakes quite nicely because the wheels are quite big. It's quite nice to actually... I like the design of the wheels. Kind of reminds me of a Porsche. You can get them on as well. I remember seeing them on, I think it was Macans and certain Caymans. They look very nice. This being the 6-speed manual. One of the more powerful cars, petrol engine cars that you can get in a manual now. So if you're a keen enthusiast, or you just like a manual... this is the one to get. It's got push button start. It's got the new steering wheel with the new buttons rather than the haptic. The seats are still very body hugging too as part of it. But see what I mean about, it's got blue around sort of like the edge there, but then it's just a bit too grey. That's just for me personally. Perhaps with the light coming in with the sunroof, panoramic roof, makes things a little bit better. Yeah. Dolphin Grey I quite like too. There's the seats as well with the R badge on it. Maybe they could have some sort of black edition badge or something. Yeah, the manual, it's quite big. It looks a little bit bulky actually in those pictures. I did drive an R line in a manual and I liked it quite a lot, which is essentially exactly the same as this car, 150 PS, the 1.5 TSI petrol. Plenty of images to kind of go through, particularly on the outside. The Golf lettering in black is quite nice. Yeah, that's quite a nice view too. Quite a special car. Quite strong money, I would probably say. I mean, I checked out a GTI for not that much difference than the price of this. And obviously the GTI, you're getting 265 PS. Yeah, fair enough, that was a base spec car, but just something to bear in mind there. That does make a big difference. There's the 6-speed manual with the push button start. There's the sunroof. Fair enough, this is very well equipped, this car. And it'll be, yeah, it's very hard to see these cars on the road. I'd probably get rid of the R-Line badges. That doesn't really make sense. You might as well just get an R-Line rather than a black edition. On the actual full-on R black edition, it has black written down, sort of like on the door pillar, which is quite a nice touch. I don't believe this has any sort of anything else other than that the R is in black. Those sort of like smoked out lights, they're pretty much on every model with the IQ LED. So that is an upgraded light, which comes as part of the black edition. So it's basically just a higher spec car, which is quite nice. Black door mirrors, which is different to the Dolphin Grey paintwork, I believe. There's the back of the interior. Interestingly, no blue stitching, which doesn't really match the front. Just spotting that now. Yeah, very interesting. But interesting to know what you think in the comments too. Is the black edition, does it make sense in this kind of made? I mean, I'd like to see the 4Motion. I'd like to see the 190 PS. I think that'd bridge a nice gap between this and sort of like a GTI or a full-on R. 150 PS is, it was fine, but obviously 190 is going to make a difference. We're in the UK. Yeah, it's pretty thundery and sunny, sort of like showers and rain at the moment. And yeah, for me, that's something where 4Motion really does help. Interestingly about the glove box, and I discussed this with the Mark 7.5 owner and my Mark 7, it's not like, it's just, there's no velvet inlays and stuff. So it's just a bit plasticky in some areas, no sunglasses holder, a few things that are different, hey. But yeah, the buttons, they've improved, the infotainment, they've improved. This car doesn't look like it has DC-to-C. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have a little check after we've gone through the final few of these images. Yeah, infotainment, I've gone through that on my channel. And check back on previous content. If you like this, you'll like other stuff too. I've got plenty on here. And yeah, this car's on for sale from Rex and Volkswagen, as I mentioned. New black edition, it says the sunroof. That's what it says, 34,444. That's what it's advertised at the moment. And the extra features, it says tilting sliding panoramic roof. Mentions about the bolster, but the black edition is what comes with a few more sort of essential features as well, with the matrix LED lights as well, which can be quite expensive too. The 18-inch leads alloys, as I've kind of mentioned. Yeah, and a few other little bits with the black styling pack, just to kind of bring it, make it look a little bit nicer. But yeah, for sure, let me know what you think of the comments of this new black edition. One of the first sort of images and videos that I've seen of the car. And yeah, is it something that you'd consider going for? Yeah, interested to know your thoughts. So yeah, thoughts down below. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and rest of your weekend.